We have these babies coming in, and it's important for us to know, both so that we can appreciate that the babies that come through to us have experienced trauma and for some reason don't have a mother anymore, and we need to have that in our minds at all times so we can actually appreciate what they need from us, but also so that we're aware of the things that are causing human-wildlife conflict, and it's something we can start working towards figuring out and educating people about.
Little Geo not quite used to the foster mom idea and still standing his ground, but it'll take a little bit of time. He's just really got in and finding his feet, but at least he's got friends there that are helping him around, and that's really the important part. So we'll just see how he builds up his confidence and how things sort of go.
Mouths are coming. So again, the bandits proved to be quite integration helpers, because when they started fighting, little Geo got scared and screamed.
Watch little Geo there in the back as he threatens the bandits. Look at that stance, tail straight up, little face pulling at them, and just checking that he's got a little bit of support from his foster parents. But yeah, that's kind of cute of him to do that. Look, he's staring at them over there and telling them, hey, you watch out, I'll sort you out if you guys cause any trouble here. And then he goes across here to pick on the ones in the troop. So quite a brave little chap over here. I'm sure he's going to do very, very well, standing up for himself and just putting everyone in their place, saying he's not taking any of this nonsense.
She's just not so sure about all this. Having his first drink in the feeding cage. He just went in completely by himself, just sat there for a bit, but then eventually made his way to the bottle, and looks like he drank like 3/4 of a bottle, or even more. Roddy coming to join him. Oh, Daisy May.
Well, the little ones are doing great, as you can see, all very, very relaxed, playing around in the cage and having fun with each other. They're not scared of the foster moms anymore, which is a good thing. They go in and out of the enclosure pretty easily, the feeding cage, and drinking on their own. So everything's looking very positive with this little bunch at the moment. So hopefully it won't be too long before we can sort of let them go out into the main troop. They do interact with the guys from the main troop as well. We've seen them being groomed and things. foster moms like showing them off. So it is a very, very positive sign. They still got to get the hang of holding on to the mom. That might take a little bit of time, but yeah, every kid's the same. There's always one that's a little bit difficult, and mom has to put in their place. Especially when you're so glad to get a new foster mom, you just don't want to let her go for anything.
Big family breakfast. So on the left it's Pan, on the right Martha. Right in the middle is little Gio, and then Daisy May. And Roddy is, I think, behind Daisy May. Looking for all of the bananas first. And Fred's just having a nice meal before he goes back. As you can see, he does eat very well. So today we're going to let Fred back out in the troop. He looks like he wants to go out despite the fact of his condition. He's probably going to be happier and less stressed there and have lots of vegetation and grass to eat now that the rains are here, and there is at least quite a lot of shelter from the sun and the rain, because as you can see he hasn't got much hair on him anymore. So he has had lots of lung support and immune support, and then we'll see how he does, and we can always bring him back in if we need to.
I'm not sure if you remember Fred. He was diagnosed with some form of cancer. He was suffering from hair loss, but with a lot of TLC and some certain meds, we've managed to get his coat to grow back again, and he's good enough now to go back out into the troop.
We're also contemplating Fred. The door's been open for Fred about the last 15 minutes, and he's decided to climb up a perch and fall asleep. Hasn't shown any interest in going out so far, so we might end up leaving him in. It's his choice if he wants to go out or stay in, and then we can try again in a week's time, see if he wants to go out then.
This is Oswald. He's currently learning how to drink from the feeding cage in the intro cage at Coco. And then tomorrow he's going to get a foster mom.
Last preparations before Oswald meets his foster mom. How do you feel about today, Mark?
Well, it's going to be very screamy, but excited to get him in here.
Hey.
Just want to make sure it's all going to work properly. Oh. Okay, just put it back.
So it's time. All humans are out of the intro cage. Willy here is protecting us from a male bandit. And the door is open.
Oh, it's
Luca. So she is quite the good foster mom. Oswald is terrified.
The foster mom here, Luca, she was born in 2010. She arrived as an orphan. She was found by people that were out hunting, and she was integrated in the troop in 2012. Luca has shown herself to be a very good foster mom. You can see here as well, she didn't go straight for the baby. She's biding her time, just a little bit on the outskirts, and she's just watching what the little one does.
Luca making her way closer and closer. Very slowly.
Her lips smacking as well.
I didn't.
I mean, she doesn't look directly at him. She knows to like just look away a different direction. Disappear.
Look how gently she actually climbed up onto the feeding cage. She didn't jump or surprise anyone. It's all slow movement. And there we go, she manages to get hold of little Oswald and do a little bit of grooming, but not holding on tight, letting him go. But now you'll see that interest that Oswald's got. He's not too sure if that was nice or not. So he doesn't really know what to do with himself.
He's like curious, but doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah, Luca's like the best for mental illness. So good.
Just from a different camera angle, that moment when Luca just reaches over and grabs Oswald and gives him a little bit of a groom. Now it's turned into a little bit of a show, as Oswald probably really does want to get held by this new mom, but he just doesn't know how to go about it. So he'll start pretending he's a little bit scared, but you'll see he's not running away too far. He's keeping her in sight. She's close by. He's very inquisitive. So basically the whole process has really started now, and it's just a matter of time before he's going to move over onto her, and you'll see the bond forming.
She's been going over to the fence and interacting with the monkeys through the fence, and then he climbs up on him. Yep.
And have that.
climbs on her back. So it's about, what time? 4 o'clock? Oh, no, it's half 4. 4:45. So Oswald's been in here for about 6 hours, 5 hours, 5-6 hours. And you can see, because he's on top of Luca and actually following her around now, it's much more comfortable. We're trying to keep our distance because he's still quite distracted by people, so we're quite far away. So we want him to just focus on the monkeys.
Well, that's all that we've been waiting for. What a nice picture. Took about 7 or so hours, and just see the difference now in this little one and his mom.
Oswald's really settled in for Luca being his foster mum. He just looks really at home here, in her arms and drinking well, and all is good, quiet at Coco.
You'd never say this isn't her natural baby. Look how happy and content he is there. I'm so glad to finally have a mother who's almost falling asleep there in her arms at the moment. He actually has fallen asleep, so there's a lot of trust. This is the moment that we wait for. It's just so great to see this actually happening. Mom and baby having a meal together, quite happy with each other. Nobody's running away. In fact, he's staying close to her now, and it won't take too long before we can let this lot out into the troop.
Here we have Edson, Cosimo and Jons. They've moved to the entry cage at Goliath, where they are learning how to use the feeding cage and get to know the mums. They had a long day, did very well, drank a lot, and now they're playing, and soon they will be going to bed.
We've got Edson and Jons, and then little Cosimo climbing all alone. do very much enjoy climbing these branches. Oh, and Jan's peed. It's quite hot today, so they can dehydrate easily. Cosimo. Edson on the left, and Cosimo and Jans. They're being very playful. Scared of the male? You okay, boys? Cosimo just enjoying his food.
Well, we're off to an early start to go and pick up another little orphan, which they've managed to get through to Hazy View for us, which is about a 3.5 hour drive and a 3.5 hour drive back. So it is quite a distance, but a nice scenic drive, and at least it's enjoyable.
Good luck then, eh? You are in good hands. Okay, hand it over. Her palms are itching.
Thank you so much for helping out again.
No, well, thanks for driving again. Eh?
Well, this little one happened to be at the Venom Institute in Hazy View, and we just come at a time where they were about to collect venom from some of the snakes, in this case black mamba. Black mamba is one of the most ferocious snakes that we do get in South Africa. They are fairly common, but are one of the most feared snakes. It's not, I wouldn't advise getting bitten by one. You have a good chance of survival, but if you're out in the bush and things like this, it's not so good. So here this place collects the venom to make anti-venom, just for people, dogs or anything that happen to be bitten. So they have got a little bit of an antidote to use. So very interesting place, and interesting just to see what they do.
So we give him one, let him bite once.
Yeah.
Which is normally the initial good dose, you know. And then we'll just wait a second or two, and then we let him give everything he's got.
So if he bit you now after this,
There's always residual there.
that wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah, you're missing that initial, high dosage. Yeah. However, the little bit that he's got left now, in there, if he scrapes you, it could kill about 4 to 5 people. So, and you're just one person, so it's irrelevant, really.
Yeah.
Hey, the trick here is to just, you can't move fast with mambas, because then they're going to move fast back. You've got to have so much composure, but confidence at the same time. They're just such nervous snakes.
But the other one must have been a female.
So we use this opportunity while we're stressing them anyway to put them into the cage.
That's
Just to milk them, for their monthly. We milk each individual once a month.
Would they produce more venom because you constantly milk them, or?
No, it's the same, but you've got to give them a resting period.
Okay.
Because this is very stressful, obviously. So you can't do this
Too often.
Too frequently,
Well, back to the task at hand. After a very exciting morning and learning a little bit about snakes, we got this little one to care for and to start getting him back on the way home. So we got quite a drive, and we've got to start getting ready to go. Those tiny little fingers and almost human-like features of these little guys is kind of crazy. You sometimes stare into those little eyes and you just don't know what they've actually been through, or what are they thinking, what do they think's actually happening. It's really strange, and you do feel kind of sorry for them that they've just lost their whole life. Everything that they had is now gone, and they'll never know what it was about. So hopefully we can restore a little bit of normality and give them back some of the life they were supposed to have that they're missing out on. This little one will never ever know the difference because he's so young. He travelled very, very well, was very, very well behaved on the way through, and he was ready to start his whole life, meet some new monkeys, and hopefully he'll have a new beginning.
Well, little boy.
Little boy.
Well behaved. Okay.
I'm not really too sure on his story. The story that I got is that his mother was knocked down on the road and he was left on the side of the road.
Okay.
And somebody picked him up.
So. Somebody just found him there, or they didn't see anything?
They didn't say whether he was clinging to the dead mom or anything, so I'm not
Okay.
too sure. They just said that, his mother was hit by a car, so I assume they might have seen it.
Okay.
And then we picked it up and he was taken through to the snake park.
Snake park, as you do.
So we went to the snake park, watched them milking the mamba.
Interesting.
So, it's been a bit of fun.
Might as well make the trip worthwhile.
Yeah.
Alright, cheers, Steve. He's a few weeks old.
Yeah, I bet he's saying teeth aren't fully through. So maybe around 2 weeks or so. 2 to 3.
Tend to age monkeys based on their forehead.
Useful indicator.
Yeah.
Do you want to bite my fingers so I can feel your teeth? Oh yes, they are not fully through. Here's our new arrival, number 15, called Chain. He's fast asleep, but I need to feed him his bottle. So I'll try not to wake him up. He's been very good with his milk, so... There we go. Come on, James. He actually drinks from the bottle very well. So I'm going to feed him tonight every 2 to 3 hours. And you can see he's got his teddy bear there for comfort. Good night, little James. Hope you have a good first night. Sweet dreams, buddy. Good morning, James. So he's woken up at 6 o'clock in the morning. He had 2 to 3 hourly feeds throughout the night. And he's looking well. He's drinking good from a Petag bottle, which is great. He was very easy to feed. He slept all night on his teddy bear in between feeds. And he had perfectly formed stools as well this morning, so he's doing really, really good for his first night. And he's also been out for some cuddles as well this morning. Haven't you? Beautiful. Okay, let's have some more cuddles then. Come on in.
So we're in Neverland with little baby Karen. The 15th orphan of the season. And this is his second day at the BMF. He arrived yesterday afternoon. Settled really well, drinking well from the Petag bottle already. Not crying too much, the occasional little cry.
Sometimes it's just a matter of being patient and letting them explore this whole new world that they've actually arrived in as they slowly settle down and find all the new things and find their little feet. You can hear the calls for the mom who have slowed down. It's not such a desperate call anymore. It's sort of a given up call in a way, because it's sort of tried and nobody's ever come back to fetch it. So it's just now like accepting the situation they're in. Sometimes it's kind of sad, but this is also the nice part as you watch them now sort of exploring and climbing and finding different things, and their little personality starts coming out as they do stuff, and you start seeing what type of little monkey they're actually going to be in the long run. So it's also good for their development at the moment. We try and see if they can climb things and what they actually do, just to see that there's nothing else wrong with them in the long term. But in most cases everything's psychological, and it's just to try and get them out of that little aspect and get them on their way. And it's nice to have other monkeys around, because they soon make friends and they see that they're not the only one in this situation, and that also helps them come out of themselves. But this little one, hard to pronounce the name, it's Chaim with the sort of rolling in the back of your throat, but I'm sure you're going to hear lots of different pronunciations along the way, because it's not a very easy name to pronounce. But little Chaim is doing very well so far, exploring nicely. He's looking very healthy, and hopefully he'll be getting on his way very shortly.
Little Chaim in Neverland, exploring the outside.
He's right out near the front gate at Neverland, so you can sort of see what's happening outside. Sometimes you can see the other little monkeys. Nobody's actually come over to visit at the moment, so I'm not too sure why, but maybe the bandits just aren't into the area. But you can see how interested he is in like looking around and exploring. He's still a very, very young little monkey, so yeah, everything to him is a new adventure, something new to play with, look at and see, and things like this. So yeah, so far he's actually doing very well. He hasn't really climbed up this little tree stump much, but I'm sure he's going to get there soon.
Today Kappi is joining down at Skunkey Foster Mums. So he's just had his last human cuddles and care, and now the monkeys are going to take over. There's Sidoni, who's one of our expert volunteer baby carers now. He's going to take him down. Hopefully he's not going to be too clingy. So we have to be careful of the wild troopers we're walking down again, because we have a few protective males who get mad when they hear a baby screaming as we're carrying them. So I'm walking behind with a stick. It's just to scare them away if needed. But so far Kappi's been pretty well behaved. He's crying a little bit, so hopefully he doesn't attract too much attention. Okay, so we're just arriving at Skunkey. And this is exciting because that means one group of babies are fully with foster mums then, which also means it frees up our volunteers to help care for the other ones. We've got a new arrival arriving today as well. They just keep coming this year and they're early, so a little bit of strain on resources, so we're trying to get the production line going in the foster mum world. Thanks, Sidoni.
See, there you go. There you go, like a little sausage roll. Ready? Oh, that's a good boy. Okay, this is nice. This is very good.
Roddy's happy to have his friend back.
Exciting, hey? That's gone smoother than I thought. You see, when you just introduce one at a time, they don't all stick to each other. They can just get that process of bonding with mum, and then one's used to it and they can see they're okay. We have the next one and they're okay. Finally, we have the clingy one, Kappi, and everybody's good. This is wonderful.
Kappi stopped crying immediately when he's in there with his friends, which is exactly what we want. He can have some fun and play. Don't think he knew where he was going to go this morning. So that was Martha. Who have we got at the front? I think there's Roddy. No.
It's Gio.
Gio at the front. Climbing up is Roddy. No, it's... Okay, so Gio's at the bottom. And then who we got, Sidoni? Can you see?
Decime on the left, then Roddy, and then Kappi.
And then Kappi. I think the foster mums are wondering how many they're going to get. They just keep coming. So Pan giving Kappi a hug. Kappi's just crying for his human carer, but he'll settle in. And Pan giving nice grooms to everybody. She's a very welcoming mum. Oh. So Pan giving Kappi still a big welcoming hug. Says Daisy May. And mums are showing off their babies to the troop. Kappi's found Roddy. So Kappi's on top and Roddy below, and there comes Geo. Having a bit of a rough and tumble. Geo joining in. Daisy May at the top and Geo playing. Pan and Martha say they're ready to take all their kids out now. They've got a full group, but not happening yet. We need to wait till babies are 3 months old. But we may let Pan and Martha out for a stroll at some point, and then let some of the rest of the troop meet them as well. But for now, they're just getting acquainted with each other. I think this group are going to do really well out in the troop. The mums, even from outside, are quite protective of the babies. Probably each getting ready to take one as they come out the door. Everybody's in to drink. Geo's having a try of which one's best. So Roddy and Kappi have reunited and found each other. It's Roddy and Daisy May playing. And then Kappi's clinging to Geo. Kappi clinging on.
All the babies reunited again, finally. Must be very happy to have all their friends again. So Kappi on the left. clinging to Geo. And Daisy May behind them, and then Roddy is just walked away. I was confused there for a minute because normally Kappi clings to Roddy. So, not always Geo. The ladies are enjoying a nice grooming time up there with Daisy May and Roddy following up, and Kappi of course following Roddy up. Geo is somewhere hidden behind the ladies. Big happy family.
Well, that brings us to the end of this week's video. Thank you so much for watching, your support. It's actually a very tough year for us this time with integrations going on and getting all these new little ones coming in. It's taking all hands on deck to make sure that we can cope and get these little ones foster mothers as quickly as possible. So thank you for watching, sharing, getting other people to participate and being part of our family. It's what's making it possible for us to continue. Your donations are providing enough finances for us to do the important work that we're doing. We really do appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Thanks everyone.